Going from 0 to 10,000 leads sounds impossible, right? But in this video, I'll show you exactly how to build a marketing system that gets consistent, high quality B2B leads without relying on one platform or burning through your budget. And this is the exact strategy that we use to generate hundreds of thousands of leads for our business and our clients. More importantly though, it's helped companies scale their pipeline without salesy cold outreach, spammy tactics, or wasting money on ads that don't actually convert. And it works even if you are starting from scratch. Now, imagine someone came up to you and they just offered you a list of every decision maker in your industry, complete with their job title, their company size, and also their interests. Would you take that list? Well, of course you would, because it would be a goldmine for B2B marketing. Well, old buddy, old pal, I've got good news for you. That list, it already exists. It's actually called LinkedIn. Now don't worry, this video is not a LinkedIn video. It is about far more than that. It's a broader marketing video, but it's very important that we start with it, and I'm going to explain why. So here's where most people screw up. They come to this realization. We are B2B, LinkedIn is perfect. So then they jump in, they are fresh-faced, they're full of hope. They start running ads or posting content, and then nothing. No leads, no sales, just wasted budget and a lot of frustration. And in many ways, they come to this solution, well, LinkedIn's broken. LinkedIn's the thing that doesn't work. But the reason isn't LinkedIn, it's more broad than that, it's about marketing. They're going about it in the wrong way. Most people treat LinkedIn, or more broadly their B2B marketing, like a sales pitch machine. They just blast out connection requests and pitches for a meeting or a sales call on day one. But that is not how buying works. You wouldn't buy like that, but for some reason it's a part of everyone's marketing strategy. Well, the controlled growth framework flips that script. We build trust first, and then after that we ask them to buy. This approach doesn't just get better results, it also lowers costs. Why? Because instead of feeling like a random salesperson crashing people's inboxes, you become the familiar name they keep seeing everywhere, which makes converting way easier than a cold pitch. Now, we are going to use multiple platforms for this, and I'll explain how in a second, but LinkedIn is kind of our foundation, and the reason is because that's where the quality is. Just by being on LinkedIn, a person is self-qualifying themselves as a professional. It is not like Facebook, where people log in to wage war in local community groups, or TikTok, where someone decides they have 17 undiagnosed disorders just because a crystal-wielding life coach with a nose ring told them so. But how do you use LinkedIn the right way? Well, firstly, let's stop selling immediately. Instead, we're going to offer value first. And I know you've heard that before, but if you're watching this video, I pretty much guarantee you haven't fully grasped it. So we're going to really go and we're going to grab it. So with your outreach, instead of asking them to jump on a call to talk about your services, offer something they would normally pay for free, and make it very easy for them to accept. So for example, if you are a branding agency, you can offer a free logo rework, or you can put together some brand guidelines for them for free. You want to give, and you want to give something that's of actual real value that resolves the first of many problems your service helps with. You can immediately gain someone's trust by helping them first. And if you can prove you can resolve one of their problems, they are way more likely to believe you can resolve more of their problems. We can easily replicate this approach with ads and organic content, so highly targeted with a focus on giving. It is the law of reciprocity. This foundation is our traffic source. It drives people to interact with us, but it drives high quality traffic, and that is very, very key. But this is just the start. We want to multiply our efforts across multiple channels, so we are not relying on LinkedIn alone. Now, have you ever had a salesperson follow up with you so many times that you started recognizing their number and then actively avoided them? That is what most B2B marketing feels like. Companies chase leads down with the same boring pitch, hoping that if they just ask enough times, people will give in. The problem is, it does work, but it works in just enough that they keep on doing it. But it really is reputation damaging, and it is not effective at all. But there is a smarter way to stay in front of prospects without being annoying. Now, do you ever look up something online but you don't buy it and then it starts following you around like a loyal golden retriever? I mean, you check out GIMP suits online once, just once, and now they're popping up everywhere. They're in your Facebook feed, on YouTube before every video. You open up Instagram and it's like, hey bestie, you still thinking about me? And that is not a coincidence, that's just very smart marketing. It's also really awkward to explain to your wife. Now, most businesses, they let visitors check out their site, poke around a bit, and then just disappear forever. But the smart ones, they stay in front of that person with things like ads, content, and reminders, so when they're finally ready to buy, they come back to you. This is how omni-channel remarketing works. Instead of constantly chasing new traffic, you just build a system that brings back the same people until they convert. Let's break it down. Here's how it works in real life. First, a highly qualified prospect sees you on LinkedIn, but they don't convert right away. That is no problem. Next, a few days later, they see a LinkedIn ad that directs them to one of your YouTube videos, which breaks down their biggest pain point and how to overcome it. Now they're starting to get interested. Later, they're scrolling through Instagram and boom, your offer pops up. Again, they click. Now, by the time they land on your website again, they've seen your brand 3 or 4 times, ideally more. And importantly, they've seen it in different contexts and they just now trust you. This is why LinkedIn alone isn't enough. You need a full ecosystem that follows your leads wherever they go. So here's how to set up your own omni-channel remarketing system. Step 1, install tracking pixels. You can't remarket if you don't know who visited your site. Set up LinkedIn, Meta, and Google tracking ASAP. Step 2 is to retarget with content. Stuff like a simple 30-second video explaining a key insight keeps you top of mind, or make long-form content on YouTube and drive traffic to it via your ads. By the way, that's exactly what we do with our full end-to-end system. I put a link in the description below where you can get a little bit more information. You can either apply to work with us or get some free resources and more depth about everything I'm going through here. Step 3 is to make a second offer. If it didn't convert the first time, that's okay, right? After seeing more of you, you can try pitching your offer again, but with a slightly different angle that just keeps them engaged. Do these 3 things and you'll stop losing your leads and instead start multiplying the results from every marketing campaign. But it is really important you understand the biggest mistakes people make with omni-channel remarketing so you don't waste time or money. And a little insight, everyone makes these mistakes, so just watch it, just avoid. Have you ever had someone explain something to you in a way that made absolutely no sense? Like when a corporate exec says, we're leveraging synergies to optimize cross-channel engagement for scalable impact. Okay, that's really cool, but I mean, what does that actually mean? For me, it hurts my head, and in an ideal world, I want that person to go away. That is another fundamental problem with most B2B marketing. If people can't understand instantly what it is you do, they are not buying. So even if you do everything I just said, even if you show up everywhere, people still won't buy because they didn't understand what you're actually selling. Most B2B companies simply overthink and overcomplicate their messaging in an effort to sound impressive, but they end up just sounding robotic. Instead of saying, very simply, we help businesses get more leads, they go with, we deliver innovative end-to-end solutions to optimize your digital transformational journey. If your audience has to work to understand what you do, they will move on. So what's a good test? Well, if a 12-year-old doesn't understand what you do, rewrite it. Best way to test this, find a 12-year-old, ideally one that you know through family and friends. I wouldn't go on the street doing this. I'm not going back to prison. Now, most marketers dump everyone into a big remarketing audience and they kind of just hope for the best. And don't get me wrong, this is better than doing nothing. But not every lead is at the same stage. Someone who watched a full video of yours is way more interested than someone who just clicked and then bounced on your website after 2 seconds. So why would you show them the same ad? To fix this, you can segment your remarketing audiences. So for example, people who visited the schedule page on your website but didn't book a call, they're showing really high intent. So for this, you can set up LinkedIn conversation ads, reminding them they still need to book that call. But for people who just watched 25% of a video ad, you want a far less direct approach. When your ads match where people are in their buying process, they will convert way faster. Now, omnichannel marketing isn't a magic pill. Yet, people run ads for 2 weeks. They don't see sales and they just shut everything off. It doesn't work. And that's like going to the gym twice, not seeing a six-pack, and then demanding a refund. You need to give this time. You need to give it at least 60 to 90 days. The more people see you across platforms, the more trust you build, and then that trust leads to sales. This is why the brands that simply stay in the game are the ones that actually win. Most people do not buy the first time they see an offer, but they do buy from the brand they see the most. If you want to stay top of mind, retargeting makes sure you don't disappear into the void. Now, this is what I would do if I wanted to conquer B2B marketing, but longer term, you need a full client acquisition system that is both predictable and reliable. Well, what I just ran you through is just a small part of a system I've built over the last 4 years, with millions in ad spend, hundreds of thousands of leads generated, and tested with hundreds of clients. The system is called the Controlled Growth Framework, and it is the most simple, efficient, and effective client acquisition system for B2B. And in this video, I give you a full breakdown of everything, and it is free. You are welcome, and I will see you over there.